Are the high priced properties even selling in today's market, or is everybody being forced into tiny little one bedroom condos? Well, today's video, I'm going to actually go through each price point with you live so you can see exactly how many transactions are happening in each price point. So that might better help you understand the market if you're trying to make a buying or selling decision this spring. But before I get into that, if you would like to stay up to date on Surrey or the Fraser Valley real estate market, please subscribe to the channel and go ahead and click the like button to get this video out to more people just like you who are interested in real estate. And of course, again, if you are looking to do anything in the region of Surrey, North Delta, Langley, anywhere in the Fraser Valley, please reach out using the link in the description below so we can discover if my team is the right fit to help you. Now, today I'm just going to look at different price points and see how many sales have happened so you can see actually what's going on, because there's a lot of inventory now on the market. We're in a very healthy spot currently in the market where buyers don't have to panic. They don't have to get into multiple offers. Sellers can still pretty much expect, to know what they're going to sell for within reason, but sellers are starting to do what they naturally do, which is ask a little bit too much. We're entering into a very balanced and regular market at this point in time. I just think we're going to slide into a buyer's market moving forward. But that has nothing to do with this. Let's hop into this here. I'll show you. This is just Paragon. This is a system that we use here in most of the lower mainland to do our back end kind of real estate research, look at listings, communicate with other agents, and all that sort of stuff. Well, the number I want you to focus on, however, is in my top right-hand corner. That is the amount of listings that come up in any given search. The search that I'm currently working on right now is all sold properties within the last 30 days anywhere in the Fraser Valley. So that's North Delta, Surrey, White Rock, Langley, Abbotsford, Mission, anywhere in there. Cloverdale fits into Surrey, by the way. Anywhere in there, that is these properties. Only, it's actually really a small number right now, only 787 listings in the last 30 days have actually sold. Now, this is what we call a multi-class search. So this is everything. This is land. This is anything on the MLS, attached condos, townhouses, or detached single family houses with acreage, absolutely everything. And then what I like to do is pop in here. Now I've set the low at $1, and we're going to see how many of these 787 sold under 500,000. So 117 of them, that's a pretty good chunk, were very low price properties. Now, in my area of Surrey, where I focus mostly on, that's probably a one bedroom, very small one bedroom studio apartment. But in Abbotsford, this can be up to 2-bedroom apartments pretty easily. Now, so we're at 117 of those almost 800 sales. So let's say 1 in 8, actually is more than 1 in 8 properties is selling in the low range. Now I'm going to say 500,000 to 600,000, 91. So already we're seeing the amount of listings that are selling in that price category change. 600 to 700,000 again changes down to 80. And this is actually where, in my market, once you go out into, Mission, into Abbotsford, you can probably start looking at some townhouses in this range. Right now, this is kind of a 2-bed condo range. If you're looking here in Surrey, now let's move up to the 800,000. Now this is getting into 2-bed townhouse, maybe low kind of 3-bed townhouse category. 61. So again, this is all you're seeing as prices go up. The number of sales are actually starting to drop. 8 to 900,000 is 72 listings. Now, this is where we start getting into 3-bed categories. This is where a lot of people are going to be. So if I just change this now up to 1 million, you're going to see that again, you have a fair bit. That's 72. Let's change this down to 9 just so we can see the gap. 72 goes down to 52. And then we start, when we crest over 1 million, we're going to start seeing getting into detached. Now, this might actually be detached range out in the valley, but when you're closer to the city, North Delta, there's not a lot selling under $1 million. Now, as we cross over the $1 million range, there's exactly 100 in the next $250,000. I'm not going to break it down to every 100,000 because that gets really tight. But there's 100 homes that have sold, or pieces of property, I guess you would say, between $1 million and 1.25. That number drops a little bit, but not a ton, down to 79 as soon as we go in the next $250,000 increment up to 1.5. Then as we move between $1.5 million and $2 million, There's 83 homes. It's not a lot of homes when you think about the overall marketplace, but I mean, there's still properties moving within this price range. And then properties over $2 million, well, there was 53 of them that have sold. Now I've just reset my search, and as you can see, this is live updating, right? There's just been a sale registered at the Fraser Valley Real Estate Board that fits in here. So you can see that this is live and it is always fluid. Now what I want to do is I want to take a look at the different class of homes. So let's look particularly at the detached market and see that 273 of the listings that sold, of that 788 now, have been in the detached market. And that means if we reverse it the other way, we should see most of the rest. There might be some rentals and things in there, but most of the rest. So basically, you're looking at about 2/3 of the listings are selling in attached properties right now, meaning that we are, as kind of a society here, phasing out the detached single family market, and people are getting into either condos or townhomes. Now, we could break this down a little bit even further. For instance, if we want to find out exactly how many of those were apartment style condo townhomes, it was 200. So basically a third of the listings selling are condos at the time. Let's switch this again. Look at townhouses specifically. Now there is some, there's half duplexes, there's some row homes and stuff. So again, if we narrow these down, they're really not going to give us a full representation. 225. So again, about another third. So our marketplace is almost 1/3 condos, 1/3 townhouses, and 1/3 detached. And then in the overall, let's just look under $1 million. I mean, it's just a little over half, about 60% or so is just selling in the attached market. So it's kind of strange because I was expecting to see a big flood into the lower end price points. And I'm just really not seeing that here. I'm seeing a very evenly distributed market through all the different price points, through all the different types of asset classes. And that just kind of leads me to think that we've entered a pretty regular market. And unfortunately for people living within the lower mainland and Vancouver and across a lot of Canada, they haven't been used to a regular market for a very long time. So I do expect that very shortly when the Fraser Valley Real Estate Board numbers come out, we're going to see more than 6 months of inventory across the whole marketplace. And if that is the case, we will be entering a buyer's market. But the market isn't gangbusters, and the market isn't absolutely terrible. It's what I think is a good and healthy market. So if you're looking to win the lottery in Vancouver real estate, it's probably not going to happen right now. If you're a seller, you're probably going to sell for a little less than you want to sell for. If you're a buyer, you're probably going to feel like maybe you should try and grind out a better deal, but that's regular real estate. Let me know what you think of the current numbers down below in the comments. And remember that if you need my help in Surrey or the Fraser Valley, you can book a call with me right now using the link in the description below at a time that works best for you. Thank you for subscribing, clicking the like button, and we'll see you in a couple of days.